They were approaching the extensive grounds of the Silver Palace, which housed the royal apartments. At a signal from Phryzan, the second wherry, which although smaller also carried 4 men, pulled away and beat fast to the shoreline, following a line of rocky bluffs until it came to a halt beneath them. Some minutes later, Phryzan could just make out a straggled line of 4 figures spidering their way on climbing ropes along the face of the rock towards the top of the bluffs. His eyes scanned the brink, probing the scrub brush. Eldor had better be there, else it would be a measure of linked iron chain as a winding sheet for each of them before the night's business was done. But then again, Eldor was the deadliest fighting man in his charge, which was saying a lot, for even a run-of-the-mill Highlander was worth at least 2 lowland rogues. Now he had Camus redirect their own wherry across the current towards the rugged heights along the water's edge. The splash of the oars echoed and grew louder as they turned aside from the broad reaches of the dark, flowing river and nosed the boat into the narrower channel of the watergate that cut through a beetling wall of rock. Phryzan stared grimly ahead to where the king's stairs descended to the sheltered moorage. Better to call the place the Mindal's stairs, he mused, since it was the royal council that had a dire chokehold on the city. Here at the foot of the stairs the royal barge was made fast, below the gardens and grounds of the palace. Even before they reached the quayside, which was well lit by becketed torches, Phryzan could see in the gloam above 3 archers on a landing stooping to span their crossbows. These were men hand-picked by the Mindal, deadly earnest about their duties. That was how the royal council always did its business, with ruthless efficiency. "All right, you 2 in the boat, in the name of the Mindal, ease up on your oars and state your names. What business brings you here at this hour? Quick now, or we'll play it safe and pin you in place with a boat to the chest." On the alert, the archer had begun descending the stone stairs, his weapon raised to cover the unexpected intruders. "Ship your oars, Camus," Phryzan whispered to the oarsman facing him. "Dock the boat on this riverward side of the royal barge if you can. My name's Dorassi, Elzamon Dorassi of the Dreepers Guild." Phryzan hailed the crossbowman over the water, hoping he had managed to purge his speech of the telltale Highland burr. He had even chosen a false identity riddled with perilous R's that he had polished well by practice. "By warrant of the Mindal, I'm here with an urgent message for the captain of the guard. It's a matter of the highest importance. I must see him immediately." He struggled to his feet in the bobbing wherry. "This is Camus, a most obliging waterman," he said, throwing off his cloak so they could fetch a look at him in his finery, a doublet with embroidered sleeves, a long-skirted jerkin, topped by a linen ruff and a low-brimmed velvet cap, inset with the jewelled emblem of the Drapers' Guild. "Come then, Master Guildsman, and we'll have a look, but mind you make no sudden movements, not you nor the water rat. No, not there. This way. Dock the boat here on the port side of the royal barge, where I can make certain of you." With a grimace, his back to shore, Camus edged the wherry up to the quay, allowing Phryzan to reach out and clamber to his feet onto the firm ground of the landing. He, too, climbed out of the boat and made it fast to a mooring post. "Now both of you stay right where you are. Easy now, not a step further. You'll have your chance to see the captain of the guard all right enough. But it'll be the mountain coming to you, not you to the mountain," said the nearer sentry, and snickered. The man had come to a halt just above the landing. Keeping his crossbow trained on the 2 of them, he looked them over. His comrades remained rooted in place on the level ground above. There were 3 of them spaced neatly apart, making 4 sentries in all. Phryzan had not noticed the additional man. He had been hidden from sight before, or else he had come up at a signal from one of the others, his crossbow still unspanned. Instead, the fellow had begun to lift a small hunting horn to his lips. Phryzan cringed. "Never mind the old man, we're not under attack," said another guard. "We'll hold them here, and you go fetch Captain Baldric. You know how he is. You'll catch more than just the edge of his tongue if you rouse up the old garrison merely to bid welcome to an unlooked-for messenger from the Mindal. Still, in all, you know his orders. Anything out of the ordinary, and I don't, Ed, but use your sense. There's no need to go wasting your breath and blowing a great alarm just for a lone unarmed guildsman and his boatman. Get on with you now and fetch the captain."